Excuse Me While I Miss the Sky is a pretty decent episode of The Simpsons. It's got a nice message about light pollution. I generally liked it, but there were bits of it that I wasn't that too bothered about. This is the 16th episode of the 14th season of The Simpsons, directed by Jim Reardon and Stephen Dean Moore. And this documentary maker has come to Springfield Elementary, and Bart realizes that if he wants to be seen as one of the cool kids, he has to copy something that Nelson does. And I won't say exactly what he does, but honestly, I found that part of the narrative to be not that interesting. The whole, not the documentary thing, but the Bart aspect. I like Bart and I like him in it, but I don't know, I just didn't like the direction it took. I didn't really like the way it unfolded. Also, I'm not offended by this, but there are so many offensive things and stereotypes about Italian people and French girls. It definitely pushed things a little far in this episode. As I said, I'm not personally offended by those, but I can imagine that they might be offensive to some people. But that side of it, I didn't care for it. I didn't hate it as such, but it just didn't interest me. But Lisa realizes or is told that she's going to be one of those intellectuals who's clever at a few things but isn't an expert in anything. And she has this moment where she tries to discover what it is she wants to major in, wants to be a professional in. And I think that that's a wonderful opportunity to have when you're intelligent, you've got all of these interests, and you can pick one. And you can pick the thing you want to focus on. And I guess that's what going to university is. You find what interests you the most and you stick with it. And she decides to explore astronomy, and she realizes that there's so much light pollution in Springfield that she can't see the stars. And she tries to do something about it. And I won't say any more than that. But I like that part of it. I'm a big fan of Lisa. I love the fact that she's looking within herself to see what she truly cares about, and I think she'd make a pretty good astronomer. And I liked how that part of the episode developed. Thankfully, it's the main focus, and I did enjoy it quite a lot. I don't know what I think of the documentary maker. Sometimes I thought, yeah, you're not a bad character, and sometimes I don't know, I couldn't get on board with him. I didn't really care for him too much, so I'm kind of on the fence with how I feel about him. Um, we have Eric Idle voicing um, Declan Desmond, the name of the documentary maker, which I have to say, pretty great name. So in all, I'd say I liked the episode, but it wasn't perfect. There were things I didn't care for, but I think the bits I did like, I actually really enjoyed. So it's above average episode, but it's never going to be a favourite.